Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bears Behind the Badge. This is episode 5 if you're counting at home, and we hope that you guys have been doing your reading and using your reading buddies, because we don't want to get lazy about our reading. We always want to read. The more we do it, the better we get. The more fun we have.
That's right. And remember, 1 minute a day is good. 5 minutes a day is better.
20 minutes is
your
the goal.
That's
so
right.
Hopefully you're doing that. And if not, now's your chance to start doing that. Okay? Last episode,
we want to follow up again on 3 things, really.
Mm-hmm.
1, knowing a phone number by heart, memorizing a phone number of one of your parents, knowing your home address by heart. So if you've not quite got that, keep practicing till you get it. If you've got those, fantastic. Keep practicing them so you keep remembering them. And then the third thing
was the family password.
That's
in
right.
case somebody other than a family member or friend has to pick you up somewhere, or some other situation arises where your parent has possibly sent someone you don't know to pick you up. You ask that person, what is the family password? And if they don't know it, you don't go with them. You run and you get help. If they do know it, you know they have spoken to somebody in the family and it's okay for you to go with them.
So again, if you ask them the password and they don't know, you don't go.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good rhyme.
That's a rhyme.
So that's what we want you guys to be working on while you're reading to your reading buddies.
That's
and
right.
Speaking of reading,
It's about that time. So if you are somebody that has a reading buddy that we gave to you at school, go ahead and get that reading buddy out, sit them next to you so they can listen, and then when we're done, you can start your 1 minute, 5 minute, or 20-minute practice reading out loud.
and before Officer Jason gets started, if you would like to hear us read a specific book, or you have any other kind of requests like that, please let us know
In the comments below.
That would be great, because we want to give you guys some interaction with us, and it would be great if you could say, Officer Chad and Officer Jason, I want to hear this book, and then we read it. That would be pretty cool.
Speaking of interaction, we've also talked about doing a maybe live YouTube reading so we can interact. We're trying to figure out how that would work logistically.
Or maybe a Facebook where you guys could watch. So don't know. I guess we'll figure that out if there's interest. So
That's
again,
right.
if you want to see that or would be interested in that, please let us know.
And I think we just had a light go out.
We did. Lights went out, but that's okay.
We're going to keep going with it.
We'll read on.
That's right. So
What
we're going
are
to
you
start
reading today?
We are going to read something by Dr. Seuss again, and it's not Yertle the Turtle because, as you notice, and other stories. So we're going to read one of the other stories in Yertle the Turtle, and it is called The Big Brag.
Uh-oh.
It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a little long, but we're going to try to zip through it as fast as possible. Here we go. The rabbit felt mighty important that day on top of the hill in the sun where he lay. He felt so important up there on that hill that he started in bragging, as animals will. And he boasted out loud as he threw out his chest, "Of all the beasts in the world, I'm the best, on land and on sea, even up in the sky. No animal lives who is better than I."
That's probably not the best attitude to have.
Sounds a little bit arrogant.
Braggy. Very
Braggy. It is braggy. Very braggy. "What's that?" growled a voice that was terribly gruff. "Now why do you say such ridiculous stuff?" The rabbit looked down and he saw a big bear. "I'm best of the beasts," said the bear, "and so there." And that bear is not having it.
Nope. That's probably not an animal you want to mess with.
"You're not," snapped the rabbit. "I'm better than you." "Pooh," the bear snorted. "Again I say pooh. You talk mighty big, Mr. Rabbit. That's true, but how can you prove it? Just what can you do?" Thought the rabbit. "Now what can I do?" He thought and he thought. Then he finally said, "Mr. Bear, do you see these 2 ears on my head? My ears are so keen, so sharp and so fine, no ears in the world can hear farther than mine."
Big ears.
Nose to nose.
Big ears. I have to say, I like that the bunny's not exactly backing down.
No, he's standing up for himself. "Humph," the bear grunted. He looked at each ear. "You say they are good," said the bear with a sneer, "but how do I know just how far they can hear?" "I'll prove," said the rabbit. "My ears are the best. You sit there and watch me. I'll prove it by test." Then he stiffened his ears till they both popped up high and pointed straight up at the blue of the sky. He stretched his ears open as wide as he could. "Shh, I am listening," he said as he stood. He listened so hard that he started to sweat, and the fur on his ears and his forehead got wet.
Oh, my.
He must have been listening hard.
Very.
To be sweating from just listening?
It's important to be a good listener, though.
Yeah. For 7 long minutes he stood, then he stirred. He said to the bear, "Do you know what I heard? Do you see that far mountain? It's 90 miles off. There's a fly on that mountain, and I just heard him cough. Now, the cough of a fly, sir, is quite hard to hear when he's 90 miles off, but I heard it quite clear. You see," bragged the rabbit, "it's perfectly true that my ears are the best, so I'm better than you." Brag.
Yeah, another brag. Look how far away.
Look at that. Way.
He's saying he heard a fly cough.
All the way over here.
I don't even know if I believe that.
I don't know. He said it, but everything's not true just because we say it, right? The bear for a moment just sulked as he sat, for he knew that his ears couldn't hear things like that. "This rabbit," he thought, "made a fool out of me. Now I've got to prove that I'm better than he." So he said to the rabbit, "You hear pretty well. You can hear 90 miles, but how far can you smell?" "I'm the greatest of smellers," he bragged. "See my nose? This nose on my face is the finest that grows. My nose can smell anything both far and near. With my nose I can smell twice as far as you hear."
That's a long
That's a long ways, because that mountain with the fly
It's 90 miles.
off. "You can't," snapped the rabbit. "I can," growled the bear, and he stuck his big nose way up in the air. He wiggled that nose, and he sniffed and he snuffed. He waggled that nose, and he whiffed and he wuffed. For more than 10 minutes he snaffed and he snuffed. Then he said to the rabbit, "I've smelled far enough."
Look at the green.
Look at the
over his
smeller
face.
on that bear.
Oh, on his nose there. It's just.
"All right," said the rabbit. "Come on now and tell. Exactly how far is that smell that you smell?" "Oh, I'm smelling a very far smell," said the bear. "Away past that fly on that mountain out there, I'm smelling past many great mountains beyond. 600 miles more to the edge of a pond."
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Now look how far his little
Look at that.
smelling thing goes.
Way off in the distance. "And way, way out there by the pond you can't see is a very small farm. On the farm is a tree, on the tree is a branch, on the branch is a nest, a very small nest where 2 tiny eggs rest, 2 hummingbird eggs only half an inch long. But my nose," said the bear, "is so wonderfully strong. My nose is so good that I smelled without fail that the egg on the left is a little bit stale, and that is a thing that no rabbit can do. So you see," the bear boasted, "I'm better than you. My smeller's so keen that it just can't be beat." Look at that. He's saying he smelled all the way to that hummingbird's nest.
I just don't know how we can believe that. But I will say this: having good hearing and having good smell, those are both good. I don't know what either
And
better than the
these
other.
two have pretty good ears and noses. "What's that?" called a voice from way down by his feet. The bear and the rabbit looked down at the sound, and they saw an old worm crawling out of the ground. "Now, boys," said the worm, "you've been bragging a lot. You both think you're great, but I think you're not. You're not half as good as a fellow like me. You can hear and you smell, but how far can you see? Now, I'm here to prove to you big boasting guys that your nose and your ears aren't as good as my eyes." "Oh, We got
That's
another
a
one.
brave worm.
The smallest one of them all, talking up and letting them know. He thinks his eyes are better than the nose of the bear and the ears
And he's
of the
calling
rabbit.
them braggy, but I think
kinda
he's
bragging
about
himself.
to do the
We'll see,
same
we'll see.
thing.
And the little old worm cocked his head to one side, and he opened his eyes, and he opened them wide. And they looked far away with a strange sort of stare, as if they were burning 2 holes in the air. The eyes of that worm almost popped from his head. He stared half an hour till his eyelids got red. "That's enough," growled the bear. "Tell the rabbit and me, how far did you look and just what did you see?"
I like his worm head.
Yeah. It's a weird, it's a fuzzy worm head, which is strange. "Well, boys," the worm answered, "that look that I took was a look that looked farther than you'll ever look. I looked across the ocean way out to Japan. For I can see farther than anyone can. There's no one on earth who has eyesight that's finer. I looked past Japan, then I looked across China, I looked across Egypt, then took a quick glance at the countries of... across the 2 countries of Holland and France. Then I looked across England and also Brazil, but I didn't stop there. I looked much farther still." Look at that. Wow. And he's still looking. He hasn't even finished. Look. "And I kept right on looking and looking until I'd looked round the world and right back to this hill. And I saw on this hill, since my eyesight's so keen, the 2 biggest fools that have ever been seen. And the fools that I saw were none other than you, who seem to have nothing else better to do than sit here and argue who's better than who."
Oh,
He flipped the script on them. He flipped the script on them.
He saw all the way around.
Then the little old worm gave his head a small jerk, and he dived in his hole and went back to his work. He told them, didn't he?
He sure did.
The end. Bump. Thank you. Thank you. Chad,
So,
what do you have for us?
well, can I just say, again, sitting there trying to say that you're better than other people,
Never works out, does
not
it?
good, and being able to see far, smell really from far away, and hear far are all good things, and
It doesn't make you
We don't-
better than this one.
we don't have to compare ourselves to each other
That's
like
right.
that. So,
Everybody's got their own gifts, right?
yes.
All right, what do you have for us?
I have Nora's Room.
Let's do it.
This is by Jessica Harper and illustrated by Lindsay Harper DuPont. And here we go. Something's going on in Nora's room. Sounds like girls, sounds like boys, sounds like someone making lots of noise. Crash bang, boom. Now there is a lot going on in that picture. Mom's cooking, cleaning, the twins need to be fed,
Noises everywhere.
doggies, a lot of stuff going on. And look, she has a thing on her shirt that has a I heart to cook, but the heart is crossed out. How much noise does a little girl need? Sounds like the whole city zoo got freed.
Whoa. This is
That's
a
a
great one for your
lot.
imagination.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you hear Officer Chad reading, try to picture in your head what this might look like in pictures.
And just because it's not the same as this does not mean you're wrong.
That's right.
Sounds like a bear's dancing with a moose. They like to dance when they're on the loose. Sounds like hippos at a hippo hop. Or when you pick up a piano and let it drop.
Wow.
Moose, hippos, and there's the doggy again too.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard a piano drop, but I would imagine it would be
bet it's
very
loud.
loud. Like 16 pumpkins falling off a truck, or a couple of gorillas playing duck, 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 goose. I love duck, duck, goose. Do you guys ever play duck, duck, goose at school? I love that game. Bang, crash, bang, boom. Something's going on in Nora's room. Look at the doggy.
And it doesn't look like Mom's very happy about all the noises.
No, she's already got enough going on, and she's wondering what could possibly be going on
in Nora's
upstairs.
room.
Like London Bridge is really falling down. or a couple of giants are sitting on a town.
Picture that one.
Oh, yeah. What would a couple of giants sitting on a town look like?
Well, this is what they think it looks like.
Look, he's got a tree, and it looks like broccoli.
Good rhyme.
Thank you, sir.
Right on time.
Bark, bop, bang, bop, bop, boom! Something's going on in Nora's room. Like 47 monkeys are talking on the phone, or 47 dogs are fighting for a bone. What would all that look like? This is I think my favorite
Chaos.
page. We've got arm wrestling, we've got boxing, we've got all kinds of stuff going on in that picture, and that would be very loud.
Dog chaos.
Very loud. They're even fighting with a sword and shields. Goodness. Sounds like a rodeo right upstairs, or a bunch of rhinos playing musical chairs. Rhinos playing musical chairs.
I feel like they would break them.
Yep. Look at what happened to one of those chairs.
Sure enough.
Big rhinos. Breaking the chairs. Sounds like a dump truck dumping its junk, or an elephant hoedown. Swing your trunk. Crash, bang, boom. Something's going on in Nora's room. Look at them all. Again, a lot of noise. A lot of animals.
Yes.
Hope that's not really going on in Nora's
We're
room.
going to probably find out.
And the sign on her door says, "Enter if you dare." So Mom says, "What's going on in there?" And she says, What do you think Nora's going to say to her mom about what's going on in her room?
With all that noise, what do you think she's going to say?
I know, I bet I've heard my children say this, and I bet you guys have said this to somebody.
If you're upstairs
too
making a
before.
lot of noise and they ask you, what are you doing up there?
What's going on up there? Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, we've heard that before. But look at what's going on in this picture here. She's got all these stuffed animals in her room, and she was playing with them all by herself.
Using her
Imagination. And making real noises.
That's right.
The end.
Bump, bump. So that's it for today.
That's it. Thank you for reading with us.
Thank you for being here, but it's your turn now.
Yes.
Take your reading, buddy. Either 1, 5, or 20. We want to try to push for 20. 20 minutes of practice reading out loud. And let us know, again, in the comments below, if there's a book you want us to read.
If there's anything you'd like to see from us, if you want to hear some other safety tips, or what we do at work, or any questions for us.
Or think about those for when we do
Our
a
live one.
episode.
So we'd have to tell your parents about when we're going to do that, if that's something. And if you want comments, if you don't know how to do it yourself, find a grown-up who can
you'd have to
tell
have
us
a
for
grown-up there for you to do that.
Okay.
Definitely. So that's it for now. Thanks for being here, and remember to
Read
to succeed.
And what else were you going to say before I interrupted with our
No, that was
tagline?
it.
Okay.
That was it.
All right, you guys, keep reading.
See you next time.